3, 2, 1. You should dance your way over to puddinsfabshop.com. Releasing now.
Now.
Available now. S10 shirts. These babies are limited edition.
Limited.
We're giving it away, so it ain't gonna be here anymore. So since it's gone, we're doing one run. You get them while they're hot. Oh, someone got that one dirty.
Probably that truck right there. I turn off.
Boom! Available now. Will Hop Wilma. We've had these things for a while. I was trying to figure out when to release them. I thought we might put a drive shaft in it and do another burnout. We just ain't got time, so we're gonna get them out the way. Available today. Also limited edition. Once these ones are gone, they're gone.
And they're gone.
In this video, we're giving away this truck. No purchase is necessary to enter. We just appreciate the support there. Support of the merchandise has kept the channel growing, so we can't thank you guys enough. And also, we got the stickers available on the website.
We hope you guys enjoy the video. And cut.
Woo! Here we go, baby. We are back, and we are cold here in Oklahoma. I know y'all's been feeling it. I don't know where we're at on our output schedule of content, but I'm recording during the week where we've been across a lot of the nation just down in single digits cold. And that's cold here in Oklahoma. My old Okie bones are creaking, not craking, creaking. So cold. This week, we are going to be back on the S10. Y'all thought I forgot about it. You thought I did not know it was there. You thought I was gonna keep it for myself. Well, I've got news for you. Something from mid to late 80s, that's too new for me, okay? So, no, I was not keeping it. Oh, what we need to do is go to the Torola and get the paperwork out of there. That's what we've been waiting on. We were waiting on a title, we were waiting on a tag, we were waiting on making it legit where I had the green title in my hand. So hot damn, we could give it away because that is the plan. We're also waiting on a headliner, which is the major hiccup with the interior. So we got all that. And we are gonna proceed with this. Should hopefully be the last main channel video of working on the S10. I still got to figure out exactly how we're gonna give it away, but I do know this: to win this truck, I'm telling you right here, to win this truck, you have to be subscribed to this channel. And fun fact, I got a lot of returning viewers. My analytics say for 2023, only 42 to 44% of my views are from unsubscribed people. Yet we're consistent. So I know y'all come back and watch. You're just not subscribed. So if that's you, consider subscribing. That helps the channel grow. It helps the YouTube algorithm pick me up. And also just check, because YouTube likes to unsubscribe people from channels for some reason. So if you're accidentally unsubscribed, resubscribe for us. You gotta be subscribed. You have to like this video. It should be the most liked video I've ever had in history. Subscribe, like the video, and you gotta drop a comment down below. I'm gonna take all of that and I'm gonna use one of the random comment selectors from a website, and I should be able to apply those filters where when I go to let it choose the random comment, I can put in there the person has to be subscribed, and then the like in the comment, obviously. So if you don't do all that, you ain't got a chance. And we'll announce, I don't know, we'll end up announcing when we're gonna we'll probably go live on YouTube for the first time ever to apply all that stuff and select it off the computer right there in front of you guys. So comment on this video to enter to win, and then probably within a week or two, we'll figure out how to let y'all know we're going live. Whoever wins this, depending on your location here in the lower United States, we will figure out what it takes to get you the truck. I'm not making any promises on the exact plan on that, because depending on who wins it is going to be a case-by-case basis. For example, if you happen to live in Oklahoma or Texas or a close by surrounding state and you're within a few hours, I'm probably either going to throw it on the trailer and bring it to you, or me and Slick Fitty will hop in one and the Yeehaw, and we'll cruise them down to you or something, you know. If you happen to live in Maine, which is pretty far away, you know, something like that, we will figure out how to get it to you. I'll help with that, whatever it takes, case by case. We'll just see who the lucky winner is, and we'll figure it out, you guys. You have my word on that. Lower 48, I'm saying it again. I will help get the truck to somewhere in the lower 48, United States. Past that, if someone's a winner from overseas and they can get it somewhere in the 48, I just don't want to hold on to the truck here for months. So I'm going to figure out who the winner is. You're going to have to preview the winner, and then you're going to have to tell me within a week of where the truck needs to be, where I can figure out how to get the truck there. I'm trying to get it done. I'm trying to get it gone, and I'm trying to get her out the shop. Speaking of getting out the shop, we need to get out of that side of the shop, get it to this side of the shop. Before we do that, I know this is some talking, but we got to thank our sponsors on this whole little situation. We had 3 YouTubers help sponsor this. Mortsky, Sleeper Dude, Jay Hunto's Garage. Thank you guys for being part. Come on now. Yeah! Yeah! Ha, ha, ha! Yeah! Hey, hey, oh! Yeah! Whew, sorry. Just figured, y'all know I got my hind end cut open to get my pellets put in there, my testosterone pellets, and them babies are kicking in. We got some energy, and I just figured we could practice some karate. So a big thank you to Mortsky, Sleeper Dude, and Jay Hunto's Garage for hopping on board and sponsoring this little thing. And then our other people who y'all have heard of and seen on the channel some, Sweet Patina, the Bowling Brothers, they got a G. Bowling Brothers, if you're from Oklahoma, they're the Bowling Brothers. There ain't no G on there. The Bowling Brothers, and then Sammy of St. Louis, who y'all seen helped me out over the last couple years, get good parts, everything else around here. So thank you to all of our sponsors who's been on board with this. We are gonna start with getting her over here, and then I'm gonna have to look at our list of what to do's and what to don'ts. A good step one is gonna be to see if she will start with her recharge battery. We pulled this baby out to slapping the old El Camino. We need to tighten up all of our rear suspension, and we need to rebuild the front steering. I know that for a fact. It's probably where we'll start. So I want to get this side where we can get her on the lift. El Camino. I forgot this thing's bougie and actually has a battery tie down. Don't y'all tell too many Oklahomans that I got battery clamps, not, you know, bungee cords or tie wire. They'll disown me around here. He done sold out and got a battery tied down, that old has-been. Old Mr. Bougie Battery Man. Woohoo! The battery in her that says she wants to start for us. Been a minute. Oh yeah! Oh no. Hey, don't forget, it's been like 3 degrees. Instead of trying to rev it, let that choke do its job and warm her up. Trying to conserve our heat. Conserve. I don't know if that's a proper word. Quick now, quick! Dang, y'all see that red car out there? Getting a little distracted here, but old Nate Dogg's flexing on us. Old Nathan been saving his money since working for us for over a year now. And he said he's saving up to buy him a car. He went and got the "please pull me over, police officer. I'm just a teenage boy in this red sports car, huh?" I say teenage, he's 20, I'm wrong. A young gentleman. He got him the old Subaru, I reckon. And let's see. Oh yeah, how many speeds he got? 6? Got the 6-speed. Not too long ago, he come over and I taught him how to drive a stick in the Yeehaw. We were hip hopping around Pot County in it. Since we're out here where it's cold, let's put it in overdrive. Huff it down here. Get our paperwork here for the S10. Can't believe old Nate Dogg would get him a little Subaru. I would have sold him a Toyota, or I had a good Mercedes I could have sold him, or perhaps even a good Thunderbird or a sausage wagon. He never asked. It's all right, guys. You can't teach taste. You can't teach it. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah! Oh. I was trying to free up that air vent to that away. I don't know if it showed it in the second channel or not, but yesterday our heat in here, we finally got gas meter set. We've been waiting on a gas company. Heat is operational today. We are not freezing our hind end off in here, which is nice, I ain't gonna lie. We're a little spoiled right now. Dang lowriders. Before we go up with it, we probably need to go through this and figure out what's GMC and what belongs to this S10. That's the S10. All this may be. Yeah! Woohoo! See that? That's not good. Oh, see that? That one's really not good. That means we're actually missing. Dang it. I knew this stuff was loose. That's why we haven't really driven it a lot. I wanted to sit the suspension down and tighten that stuff up when it has a load on it. That way it torques proper, which we're still gonna do. We're just gonna have to see if we can't get lucky and find a nut, apparently. But that's not what we got her on the lift for. Let's come up here, have a look at our steering. Sway bar is off. But as far as our steering goes, we never got to rebuild it. I think that's what we're about to dive into. We'll go through our goodies here and see what we got and ain't got. Dang! I didn't even know I got one of them. She's gonna be fancy. Pitman arm, tie rod sleeve, sway bar end link, and everything else we do need. Got our idler arm, the tie rods, high performance drift rated bushings. Looks like we got everything for new. So all we gotta do is start stripping out some of this old stuff. Tie rods were already loose from when we installed our drop spindles. What do we got up here, Shane? Oh, pushing on that's getting her bouncing. I got something for you, Mr. Wiggler. Maybe we'll get a little stabilization up in this situation. Just drop that socket in the frame. Perfect. Where'd it go? Ha-ha! Dusty but trusty. Now that should drop. We're replacing all of this. Right here's gonna be our problem. I don't have a Pitman puller. Have your little soaky soak. Little soak in here. Go here with the good stuff, the Croyle. I know some of y'all swear by this stuff. Nothing but good stuff is what I hear. Biggest we got. Doo-doo. Doo-doo. Ah, too small. Maybe we can get our little speed wrench here on it. It's just a little guy. Yeah, she had some ump on her. That's the easy part. Getting this off and not tearing up her gearbox. That's the hard part. No more spray. That Croyle getting there. Pitman arm puller was supposed to have been here. I bought one or ordered one. I guess I just never sent it out with some other parts. We got one coming on the way. Had to call my parts house. So as we wait there, I looked in my hardware and I did find this, which is a 9/16 Nylock locking nut. Found us a washer. I think these are 9/16 back here. Come on, be good to me, baby. Yeah, I knew it. I could eagle eye that. I move these here. We're gonna try to lower the truck just a little bit. Now you don't want to flip it off. I don't recommend this, but we're trying to put some pressure on this to push that rear end up, which is more or less where it would kind of be closer to sitting at right height. Slowly lower it down. And because our lift is bracing right there, that ain't really the full weight. We would get more if we could brace the front and put all the load on it. But that tucks her up in there quite a bit, pretty close. So we're gonna tighten that down like that there. 9/16 threads, but you need a 21 millimeter to fit it. Makes total sense. tink, tink, tink. I was like, what's falling? I hear stuff falling. Shell rock from our junkyard. We must have done a little grading with our cross member here. What is going on there? Maybe that ain't the proper nut. Maybe it ain't a 9/16. Sure fits it good. Threaded right on there. Till it didn't. I kind of scrounged around out here through the salvage yard to see if there's anything we could rob one from. And I don't think we have the size we need. Why would we? That would make things too easy. So far, we've got no task complete. We're doing good. Red oxide primer, perfect. Woo, she's cold. Let's heat her up. A few cycles on that baby and she'll warm up. A few cycles on that baby, she may explode. I noticed where we had patched this in, apparently, I never sprayed that with anything. Should have done this a long time ago. Old Rattle Can Dan says the rattle can. There ain't much we can't do with a good old thick coat of rattle can. She gonna run a little bit? Sure. That's just extra protection. Layers of rust get out of here protection. Well, at least we got one thing done. Something else I intend to do this go around is a little function check. I'm not sure if our headlights and all that kind of stuff work or not. A good start on that would be hooking up our wire in here for our tail lights and brake lights and whatnot. A little Russian roulette with my fingers here. Get good ground. Just gonna hope it's all good. Please be good to us. Hey, get up in there. Put eyeballs on everything else. C-notch is looking good. She's looking GUD. Someone said, hey, what are you gonna do if whoever wins this don't like them lowered stupid trucks? If that truck ain't for you, why would you have rent it and lowered it? If someone wins it who don't want that, are you gonna take off all the lowering and put a new frame underneath it since you rent that one? No. If you win it and you don't like it, don't win it. Just say, hey, I don't want that thing. I'll give it to someone who gladly wants it, guys. What'd you want me to do? Build the truck where 240,000 people just happen to like it? Every single person would have been happy with it? If you win it, you don't want it, say so. A smart man or woman could take it, and if they didn't like it, they could probably sell it, take the money from it, get something they do want. I don't care. If you win it, just do anything besides complain. Someone, speaking of comments, I seen a good one. Someone said, you could send someone $1 million check. They'd complain they'd have to walk till their mailbox to get it. And boy, if that ain't a fact. Couldn't have said it better myself. Kind of drop her down here where we can get to some switches. Haha! I know she was a little slow to come on this side. But headlights are on. We got running light out down here, it looks like. And back here, we've got one side, not the other. Bright check. Good. Oh, baby. Thought surely we're gonna have at least one headlight out, so that kind of makes me happy. Wonder if we got some blinking action, perhaps. I hear the flasher flashing. I don't see any indicators up in the dash. All right, there's a right, and there she be right there. We're blinking down there also. What is this one here supposed to be? Is that a blinker or just a running light? How about Leroy? Oh, slow flash down there. Out back, we ain't got nothing, so we probably need to get some bulbs around this unit, I'm guessing. If we ain't got a left blinker there, we're more than likely ain't gonna have brakes there either. Woo, spooky! Now we're gonna kill the lights and do a little brake testing. Yep, brake lights on the passenger side as expected. Ta-da, I'm back. So that's a good thing. Probably means, like I said, just a bulb, which is a lot funner than chasing down bad blinker wire and stuff like that. And it may not be a bulb. We could have one bad connection back there in our connector or something that we had apart. The horn switch is very, very sensitive in this. Where's our wipers? Pumper's pumping. Wipers no wiping, huh? Horn's a little oversensitive. Let's see, what if we go to heater? No! No! Ho, ho, ho. I think there's a mouse in there. Just got smushed. Did y'all hear it squealing? That could sound better. Alright, enough of that. Let's see what's in here. Can't tell if she's bad or not. Careful with her, she's a little brittle. In fact, she's a little broken. That baby looks like it's been burned up. I'm not sure if these are running lights or blinkers, like I said. We can look it up, or we can just do some quick testing and see if we can find voltage or not. Aha! Did y'all see that? All right, got the running lights on. Right there, we got 12 volts. So we know we're getting power to that one. Batteries, or bulb's definitely out. She's out the situation. Over here, we don't have no voltage, but let's not forget, we don't have nothing down here either. So before we jump to any conclusions, let's tear into this. 2 screws right there. 1 down on the bottom. A little flip-flop of the hip-hop and a flip-flop, and the light should come right out of there. Neither light looks burnt up to me from what I can see, but see all that corrosion and stuff? I don't know. Oh, in fact, what's that right there? That's not a good sign. I believe that's probably what goes up against that to ground it. It was corroded and broken off. Let's do a little testing with the meter. Oh yeah, that ground's super corroded. I'm not getting no voltage though. Oh, I am right there going to ground off the bumper. So if we swap our meter right here, boom, we're gonna check for continuity. That's gonna let us know when we've got a connection between these 2 leads. So if our ground in there is supposed to be a ground, and we know our bumper's grounded because we just used it. If we go to that tab right there, which should be ground, if we touch this, we should have continuity, and we do not. All right, well, apparently that little thing just pulls out of there. And as you can see, that little tab is also corroded up. It looks like it just makes contact inside there. So right there could be our problem. Let's check straight to this, to the bumper for continuity. That winter chicken dinner. So I know you can, I guess if you gotta change this out because that's broken there, then you probably gotta cut these wires, I'm assuming, and then just splice on your new connection. The ground pulls out, but our power or other lights do not. Check our blinker there. We've got 12 volts on that side. Of course, it ain't gonna flash because the bulb ain't there to short out the flasher and cause it to flash. That bulb's working. Our headlights look good. I know they match. For our little lights here, I wonder if this had connection down here, if this one up here starts working. Like maybe the 12 volts feeds down here, and once this bulb's on, then it feeds up to up here, if that makes sense. No, that don't make sense. Even if it fed in there and it was daisy chained over, it should still feed. So we should have 12 volts up here no matter what. Aha! We do have 12 volts. I think our connection in here also just a little dirty. So before we put new bulbs in there, we need to scrape on that. I think we'll just get new bulbs for all this stuff up here, minus the headlights. Other than that, we're gonna probably need a socket for this one. These screws, because our last ones were missing or half worn out and stripped and stuff, had to make them out of just sheet metal screws and ground down the little pan head on it, the little button head to a little smaller head. So those are custom with a capital K. Woo, dusty. Not so trusty, and she looks a little dark in there. Honestly, out back, probably the same thing. We're probably better off just to replace all these, because why not? Get a little bit of our gloves here for some protection. Yeah, that one is, whoo, she's full of the hooky puck. Y'all see that? It's like there's Play-Doh down in there. And that one's definitely broke as well. Both pieces plumb missing. I don't know what's down in there. Look through my stash. It's just a good old 1157 right here. Put it in there with the Play-Doh. And I think this is one of them. I have all them. I don't have the small ones. I got something very close. They're just a little too big. Bulbs replaced, light switch on. We have a light. Now you're thinking, well, I thought that was broke. It is. I shoved the ground up there, actually grounding that out and confirming that that was our problem. Coming around back, good news already, because I can already see these suckers on our running lights. Try a blinker. Sure enough, we just had a bad bulb back here. Oh, let's get a little tricky here. Let's say kill the lights, but put her in reverse. Do we got backup lights? You dang right, baby. Boom, boom. Now if you're gonna back this along, find Mama Jamma up out of the parking lot, people's gonna know, hey, he's coming back. Curious if we can get to the indicator light. Dang, look at the length on that bad boy. Oh, longin'. Half the screws are already out of this thing, so someone's definitely been into it before. I'm wondering how hard it is to get to the indicator light for that left blinker that's not flashing inside here. You gotta be crapping me. I'm fairly certain one of them screws just rolled its way down our defrost vent. That's awesome. Couldn't have done that if I tried. Yep, that'll come right off there. And our glove box can kind of hang out and be a good girl. And it looks to me like our screws go through our cluster as well. So I think if we pull on that, it may release. It's definitely loose. Maybe GM was just nice enough to leave us absolutely no slack out of the wiring or a speedo cable or something. And pull a few screws and drop this. Maybe we can see what's going on up in her. What in tarnation's going on? With that drop down, I was hoping we'd be able to get up around this sucker somehow. Maybe get to the, I still think the speedometer is probably what has us. New plan, I've got a hold of the speedo cable underneath there and shoved it forward. And these screws, I thought they were just holding on this plastic cover to this, but I wonder if they go through and don't mount it as well. I don't know, seems awful short. Yeah, that's just part of that cover. See, and I don't want to just take that off. I want the whole thing to come out of there. I shoved on the speedo cable and seen the speedo come forward. There's a little bit of slack, not much, but enough that it should release. Maybe back behind this we find another screw or something, I don't know. Nope. There's our little light panel that we definitely don't want to tear up. Kind of hoping maybe hid behind it would be a screw in the middle or something. Oh, well, that whole sucker will just fall apart, apparently. All right. We were there and didn't even know it. I assumed that whole thing was going to come out and you'd twist the bulbs from the back. I did not know you pulled it apart like that and replaced them from the inside, so we just learned something new there. So we light that sucker up. You can see our blinkers are on the bottom. And she goes in there, and that one's our bottom left one. Well, the bottom left one should be this bulb right here. Can't hardly get my little digits in there to grab that sucker. Being ornery. There we go. A little help from the pliers. She don't look burned up. She checks good continuity wise. Pop her back in. There's her right. Just don't get nothing out of old Lefty there, huh? I hear love tap pulling up. We know this bulb is good, even though that other one checked good. Sometimes just a little swap-roo. Maybe. Hey, she's flashing. Now she's not flashing. Okay, so we got a bad connection in there then, because looky there. Push it in all the way. Nope. Is she gonna stay now? Maybe a little love tap on it. See if she'll, yeah, tap it the wrong way and she quits working. What happens if you tap it the right way? She's still not working. Oh, tap it back. She's happy. And kind of see, just like some of our other bulbs, guys, dirty connection, a little dirty tongue down in there. So I'm gonna scratch at it with my pick, which is the professional way to fix it, of course. Also, That one stands up pretty tall. Of course, they're spring loaded to shove against that bulb. That one's tall. The one on the left, not so tall. So I'm gonna get underneath that and kind of pick up on it and see if we can get our El Permanente happy. Old Slick coming in with some Firebird parts, it looks like. Gonna have that baby going soon again at some point, I don't know. Don't quote me on soon. Bend up on it, don't break it. We do not want to break it. I'll turn the power off going to that, by the way. You don't want your power on. If you arc across them, you'll pop your fuse. She's still got a loose connection, unfortunately. Pry it on her a little more. I think we got it this time if we get this shoved in there. I close them gaps up maybe too much. We may not get her in. Dang it! I'd have lost money on that one. Thought we were good to go. Now she ain't working at all. 30 minutes later, just playing grab ass with this little light. She may be happy. I'm shoving her all up, down, over, side to side, all over the place. She ain't shut off yet. Now they're calling back up, slap all that together. Let's try old Lefty. Come on. All right. That is what I'm talking about. I know it's the little things, and I don't care that everything works in all my old vehicles, guys, but knowing when your blinker's on, that's just one of them things that, I don't know. I seem to enjoy myself. I was doing way too much trying to get to that. If you have one of these, take those 4 screws, everything comes out the front. Surprise. Your horn should cycle that relay whenever you push that. It should not do it whenever you shake the steering wheel. So let's tear into this since we're in here. I went to grab my wrist saver and seen our little backing plate. I forgot to put that in there with the gauges, so that's custom, all right? You don't want no black back filler. Just leave her see-through. All right, what do we got going on in here? What is causing this mayhem? What is making a noise? How come whenever I undid this, the blower motor decided to start actually working on low? That should just be low. Fan should actually turn on. See? Now it's turning on. Ah! And it still goes to kill mode. That was not working until I just undid this. Interesting. So it looks like these here are supposed to probably hit these braces. That grounds that. And then I guess inside this itself is supposed to be the switch. Just disconnect our wire. Well, obviously we're not going to get it grounding without that touching. So that's what you have to have. So let's go have a quick look-see at this. Tabs here. So we pop them. Hopefully we can get that button out of there without breaking it. And then, yeah, looks like we make contact out there on them bars. And then this, I'm assuming those are just bent too close. Aha, this one here are little things bent. Well, it's not held down the way it should be. It's not retained very well. And with that popped up, it's very close to that tab there. So that is what was probably causing our overwhelming amount of horn honking. I'll just shove that back down where it belongs. These ones over here, I'm gonna kind of just bend on them and open our gaps up some. I mean, overall, all the way around, that looks a lot better. We're gonna try that. Yeah, she's still clicking away. Well, guess what? Because that's broke off there and not held down, and this is kind of spring loaded and relies on pressure to make a connection. When that pushed against the steering wheel, it shoved it off there again, which then shoved it over very close to that. So we got to hold that down with something. Drills a little pilot hole, then get us a little screw there. Nice and steady does it. Get her down snug. We don't want to give her too much torque. Here in Red Dirt, Oklahoma, somehow we can get red dirt between a horn contact, button, whatever. The red dirt, little rust never hurt nothing. We're gonna go back with our 4 screws. Feeling pretty confident this time. So I ain't even gonna test it. Not till we get her together. All right. Seems to be working. When I went to drive this thing out of the junkyard, honk, 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 she started going crazy. She's getting buck nasty. That thing started doing all that and the horn was hooked up. So my quick fix was just unhook the horn, which is, right here's her wire. Gotta find her spade where it goes on to. Yeah, she's down on the bottom. There we go. Bend her bracket back. Let's take her for a test. Works real good if you push down. There we go. One of them other things where it's like, no more than what we had to do, just a little investigating, a little fine tuning, a little jerry rigging, okay? I ain't gonna act like we didn't just rig that with a screw. But now, instead of having a relay clicking as you drive everywhere and having your horn hooked up, you have the option to blast that horn at someone. Now let's be honest, you're in a S10 with a 2.8 V6. More than likely, you're gonna be the honky, not the honker. You're gonna be receiving the honks. People are gonna be like, get that little slow thing out of my way. And they may show you a certain finger. And then you having a horn, you can honk back, show them that you got 5, just smile real nice. Hey, I got a bouquet of them, you know? Anyhow, we got our horn working. Since we got the dash all ripped apart, I figure it's as good as time as any to slap our little stereo in there. That's right, we're gonna ditch the cassette player. S10nacious, I think is how you said his name. I'd sent out this box of goodies for this thing when we had first started on it. I was looking through here trying to find our wiring so we could put our adapter together, and I realized it's already done for us. On these things, you plug and play. If you got your adapter, you combine it with the harness for the stereo, and then it becomes a plug and play system. So let's take this. Looks like even he set up our stereo kit for us. Or CD player, that ain't a CD player. Whatever this thingy is, adapter piece, this screw's a little loose. Hold on. I mean, I think it's somewhere or another. We all got a little screws loose, okay? Put your needle nose locking pliers on that little screw. Then we'll take our needle nose and tighten down our nut. And snugged her up. Pull the old school unit out. Look at the wiring here. Oh man. Don't tell me that's gonna have us all butchered now. Sure is. Well, you can ditch your little beautiful adapter at this point. Well, at this point, I think the best thing to do is just snip, 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 snip. Let's get the old unit out the way. And then, this is crazy, because they got all these speaker wires twisted together like that only outputted 3 wires to feed all the speakers, which don't make sense in my head. The stuff they got crossed over here or there. So, we're assuming this is a speaker wire. Alright, so 4 speakers all daisy chained together with 3 wires outputting from that. Don't make sense in my head. That one there's probably our constant 12, since it would have fed from the yellow wire originally. I'm just guessing here. One of these should be a constant 12 volts. Get our meter, set her to volts. We want DC. Maybe we can ground right on that. And that red wire was just twisted to that yellow wire. So I'm gonna disconnect it. Low voltage there. With the key on, we got 12 volts to our red. So that's our 12 volt key. Tested the orange. Sure enough, it was 12 volt constant, and it was tied in right back here to these wires that are just twisted together as well. I'm sure our black there is our ground off this connector. Put that probe to that black wire. We're gonna touch our orange back there. That's the constant 12. Right there, we got 12 volts. We've got a good ground. Now knowing all that, we can just figure out how to connect this. With that untaped, we need our yellow wire. That's gonna be our constant 12 volts on this. The red is gonna be the key, and our ground, of course, the black. The rest is just gonna be our speaker wires. Now we got plenty of speaker wire slack still, but we don't have plenty of is our yellow constant and ground. So we're gonna cut them back. And it looks like he had soldered and heat shrunk these. So we're gonna trust these connections and cut these further back to stretch these wires. AKA, just cut everything because it really don't matter. Oh yeah, those doubled out to all kinds of things, so we don't need all that neither. So red wire, we'll just snip it down there and only leave one hanging. Same with our yellow wire, just gonna leave one of them. Same thing with the ground. And all of our speaker wires, all those outputs, just cut them the same. Doing all these took a little bit of time though. That heat shrink on there, use the torch, shrink them down, and that's good enough for this rig. Huh. Our bracketry is not the correct stuff for what we need for this. That looks pretty close, but then this over here is the wrong stuff. So we may end up needing a proper adapter kit here. Now, our other side, I pulled it and they were all broke. Apparently the speaker mounts to the grills. And this side's not completely broke. It's got, 1 out of 4, not too bad. Of course, as I tried to take off that one nut, it snapped, so now we got none out of 4, even better. Here's just a replacement speaker, as long as we can figure out how to attach this to that. Flip her around here until we find a pattern that matches. Pretty close. Then we can see if we can't break these off in here. Probably so. Oh, yep. She just snapped a little bit. Just too long. Custom screws coming right up. I'll be honest, this is probably not ideal. All 4 of them are cracked a little bit. I put different screws in there. However, she's there. She's not wobbly. And I'm not a stereo guy, so I am happy with that. Well, that was a good plan until it wasn't. They would not drop down into place. Speaker's hanging down too low. Let's go back over here to the old grinder. Guys, that's an exact fit. Like that just popped on there and won't even hardly pull back off there. That's good. I'm okay with that. I was thinking we'd get as close as we could and we would just hot glue it on there or whatever, but if it wants to hold itself, I ain't mad at it. Caught up our other speaker, got these reinstalled, plugged our harness in here. Let's go live with some power and see what we got. Boy, that old buzzer's plumb annoying. Set up. Yes. Radio. Well, we got some speakers anyhow. Uh-oh, uh-oh. There's a banger right there. That is a classic. Uh-oh, where'd our screen go? She quit working. Our screen thingy was popping off. You push that button right there and the whole thing, boop, boop, comes off. That old-fashioned anti-theft. Don't y'all worry though, she's a Bluetooth unit, come to find out. Oh, baby. We are ready for some cruising, huh?
And like my mom, you sang me lullabies.
Oh, yeah.
You knew my fishing pole
When I was 8 years old in a river. Man, y'all don't like the mysterious rhinestone cowboy? Not cowboy. Hey, she sounded pretty good. She sounded pretty good. River, you keep flowing like you know just where you're going. Oh yeah, we've got a Boulevard Cruiser now. So besides our bulbs, we need to go see if we can find the proper dash install kit to finalize that. You used to be able to get them at the damn Walmarts, guys. I ain't looked them forever. I'm hoping between it or one of the parts houses this evening I can find us one. Before we end the day, yes, I've wasted a whole day messing around with this knick-knack paddywhack crap. We did get our Pitman arm puller. I done tapped her on there into place. Let's lubricate our threads. That should make our puller a little happier. And let's see if we can end the day where we kind of began. Oh, that's good. That baby is stuck enough that I thought I seen it starting to move a hair, but it was just bending this. Hope that sucker has a warranty, because that looks like hell. The metal is flowing like a river. The mysterious rhinestone cowboy. Yeah. Ha-ha! Custom tools. Yo! This thing may be brand new, but it's in bad shape. Lost my striker. Sure it's in here somewhere. Not trying to get her glowing orange because I'm sure that thing has seals in the bottom of it. Just trying to get her heat up enough to maybe expand a little. I don't think we're doing much. Swap to a stronger battery here. She's coming. All right. I think the little bit of heat is what she needed. Hopefully we didn't put too much into our gearbox though. She's pretty toasty. That's better. The crap show continues. Oh, I thought I had it like, I don't know. I still had about 40 minutes I could work on stuff, so I was gonna actually try to slap all this together real quick. And as I got to our part of our pitman arm, well, that has a taper on it, and that has a taper on it. And, you know, we're not gonna talk about, anyways, two males together don't work in this situation. Hey, when we're doing the GMC, I thought they'd forgot to send me out a pitman arm. Turns out when I'd ordered all that stuff, they sent me one for the GMC. They never sent one for the S10. The first one that showed up, I put with the S10 stuff. So now we need a pitman arm for this S10. If it ain't one thing, it's two things. If it ain't two things, apparently it's three. Maybe it's just me or my luck. Oh, I feel like an even bigger dummy now. I called to see if I could get one, and they said no, they can't get one. They're gonna have to send out an email, see if they can or whatever. But then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, the taper's on the drag link, or the joint, or whatever you want to call that. It's not on the pitman arm like our GMC, so there's really no reason to replace the pitman arm on that unless it's bent or broke. So really what we need to do is pull the old stuff off there and separate it. Obviously, my brain's not braining very well today, so I think I'm gonna call her quits. It's 5 o'clock anyhow, and I gotta go gather up some of them other parts we need for tomorrow. Good time to just check out. I kind of got whooped today. Are you missing a nut like many men in this country today? Hi folks, Richard One Ball here, and I'm here to talk to you about the Missing Nut Society and Foundation. Every year, many men across the nation, in backyards, garages, shops, and driveways are all affected by nut loss. Nut loss does not only affect you, it affects the folks around you as well. There's many side effects to nut loss, including depression, anxiety, grumpiness, and more. Hey everybody, my name's Clyde Smith, and I come out here in my shop to work on my long bed the other day, and I realized I was missing one nut. It's been unbeknownst to me. My wife ain't even pointed it out. We were just one nut down for the last few months. I thought I was gonna be a victim of life here and never get my nut back, but thanks to the Missing Nut Society, in one day, I'm already making progress. That's right, folks, and that's the great news. Here at the Missing Nut Society, when you call us and you tell us a nut's missing, we have a 24-hour turnaround time to help you get your nuts back. This morning, the Nut Missing Society sent their response team out to St. Louis Salvage to get a missing nut for Mr. Clyde Smith. That's right, the Missing Nut Society is backed by a great team of people, because with every nut we provide, well, there comes sacrifice. We'd like to thank Sammy of St. Louis Salvage for sacrificing one of his nuts for Clyde Smith. From the bottom of my heart, I just want to say thank you, Sammy, for letting me have one of your nuts. The joy and happiness that Clyde Smith is experiencing right now is from the community that we have at Missing Nuts Society. If you'd like to make a contribution to the Missing Nuts Society, simply 79 cents a day will help someone else get their nuts back. Your small, simple contribution goes further than you think, bringing American men with missing nuts back to their families, being the leaders they need to be. Once again, I'm Richard Oneball, and if you would like to join our team or if you need help, please reach out at www.onenut.com, www.where'dmynutsgo.net, www.helpmegetmynutsback.com. That's how you beat a missing nut. Got up this morning after I took kiddo to school, straight to the junkyard. Last night, went to the parts house. I think I found our missing goodies. Lock! Oh, hold on. That's a lock. There we go. Finish that up. Lights are happy. If you need to change your light bulb, you can just reach underneath here and pull that out. I don't know why I pulled the lens on that side. Mainly because I like to make things difficult. Lights are happy back here too. Looking good! Bought a new dash kit. She comes with about 14,000 pieces, and she interchanges to every vehicle from 82 to 2008 that Chevrolet come to find out. So I've kind of got her together for a little metal sleeve that goes on the actual radio. She's a little loosey-goosey in here because where you're supposed to bend them tabs over from being the 13-piece adapter set, well, she don't just bend down good. You can't bend your tabs. So I'm gonna do what any professional audio personnel would do in this situation. She just needs a little insulation, a little shimming perhaps. Like if you were to take that and maybe slide it in that side. Oh, that's that thin stuff. We need the thick stuff. You either need thick or 2 layers of thin. Installer's choice. Ha ha! 2 layers on the bottom, 2 layers on the top. She's still loose. I ain't had to do this technique in years, but I'll pull it out of the old trick bag. It wants to be folded for the double wedge expanded technique. That will provide the little bit of missing tension needed. Oh yeah, she don't slap now, does she? Oh, too far, too far. Oh, what am I doing here? Our light wasn't working. I did that 3 times and it started working. We're lucky that didn't kill our battery last night.
Yep, just using a kickstart.
All right, we've got this baby with some stuff functioning, which is nice. How come our light up here? We should have checked it before we went to the Parks place. That's one of them bulbs right there that'll burn your fingers real good. Them babies get hot, you don't want to touch them. There's our switch for it down in there. I was hoping it was gonna be like our glove box. We could mess with it and it'd come on. And that looks burned up in there like it's been hot, but they don't look broken. I got more crap working on this little truck than I did any of my own rigs. Whoever has it's gonna be spoiled. Yep, bulb's bad. I mean it looked like it got hot. When we were testing in there yesterday, the blower motor was going, but she was making some funky noises. So we can just pull that out of there. It does sound like it's the blower motor itself in there. It may just be a little dry, I don't know. Update on the heat, by the way. It's not as cold today. I mean, it started off in the mid-20s again. But keeping that door closed, I've had one unit on just at 55, and it's cycling every so often. So it seems like one unit can keep it 55 in here, which I'm happy with. That's plenty good working with her. That also keeps 2 from running like they were. So hoping we could pull this fan off here and see what's going on down on the motor. It's slotted on there, and I'm just worried that this is gonna break. Nope, she slid. Now this assembly is crimped together I can feel the vibration now back in here. So whatever bushing it rides in back in here is what must be worn out on it. So I don't know if we can get these new or if we gotta get a used one. What do you think, old girl? You want to be replaced? That's blower motor for hell no. We'll have to look into this. Grand whopping 13 doll hairs later from the parts house. It won't be here till the morning, but that's okay. Now our windshield wipers, they did not try at all. And when it's fresh on my brain, the interior stuff, let's go see if we can do a little investigation in the non-wiping situation. Then eventually we may finish rebuilding the steering on this truck. Maybe. Key on, wipers on. I know them blinkers work though. Hey, calm down. Calm down. Going through the big D and don't mean Dallas. Hey, turn that damn thing off. Hush it up. We can start checking some fuses maybe. Any of them say wipers? Oh yeah, sure enough, 25 amp right there. Fuse is good. That's bad. We were hoping it was something simple like that. I pulled the wrong fuse, but I just pulled the correct one, and it is also good, so that don't really help us. Not seeing voltage to our fuse even. There was voltage down there actually. I moved y'all and I checked it again with a different ground, and there was voltage. So when you start checking on the meter, especially underneath there, always make sure you find a good ground. If you try one, definitely check another if it don't work. You know what I'm saying. Well, maybe we can come out here. Here's our windshield wiper motor. Maybe we can test for some voltages out here. I was hoping we're gonna get lucky and just wiggling that it was gonna start working. That's a cut wire to something. I was hoping we're gonna get lucky and wiggling that, and then I don't know what this wire is, but I say, what if we grounded it? What if it started working? We ain't gonna be that lucky. Imagine this thing grounds, well, maybe through mounting. I don't know, there's bushings in there. I don't know enough about these motors. 12 volts right there, first one I checked. Got a hot 12. Another 12 volts there. So we have two prongs here that's bringing power. I don't quite understand how the wiper motors work because I always got a buttload of wires going to them. So I don't know if different ones are different voltages and that changes the speed or what. I'm not 100% certain. However, having voltage out there is probably a good thing. It probably, these are just probablys, means our switch is obviously switching and sending stuff out here. I guess we could change our switch speed and then recheck and see if our power moves. First it was on high, now we're on low. 12 volts on a new prong there. So we swapped 12 volts from our pink wire to our gray wire. I wonder if our orange wire is supposed to be our ground. Probably not. I'm checking for continuity and it's not. Maybe we can look up and find this pin out online. Let the internet do the thinking for us. Pulled our breather to have a closer little look. I didn't look up our pin out, but I was just assuming if there's a ground, it would have been a black wire. Well, guess what? There ain't. So I was like, maybe it's strapped to the body somewhere. And there's 3 mounting legs, and this one right here, it has some type of brass looking strap, which that's what I think is gonna be our mounting leg. Motors do go bad, okay? We've got a blower motor right there that tells us it's starting to go bad. However, we just want to eliminate everything before we pull the blower motor or think that's it. So what we can do is what we've done everywhere else. We can start checking some continuity. I'm gonna use our alternator here as our ground. I'm gonna check continuity to the battery. We know we got a good ground on our alternator. So then we can ground to it, we can check our legs. The bolt's grounded, but looky there, scraping on the body, I'm not getting no continuity. Check this bolt. That's the bolt with our strap. Let's check the strap. Nothing. We ain't got diddly. I don't think we've got a good ground. A simple way we can probably test this is let's pop our clip back on, or our wiring back on. That one wire we found that was cut, we just tuck it in there and we pretend like we never seen it. That's what any reasonable person would do. We make sure that's on, so it's on low right there. And you could just take a jumper wire if you had a jumper wire. I've got our little tester here, so we're gonna take it and hook it up real quick. With one of these little Power Probe Deluxes, you hook it up to your positive and your negative, and then you can change the probe to whatever you need right there. So if you go down, that's a negative now, and then up, you got a positive. So we're gonna stick this probe against that ground strap, or what I think's the ground strap, and we're gonna make her a ground. Come on, baby, be good to us. Oh, you dang right, baby. That right there is some solid little troubleshooting. Man, that just made me happy. Y'all don't know how much I hate messing with little crap like this for real. And sometimes you get lucky and it's really the simplest thing. All of this, most of these problems, bad connections, blah, 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 it's from this truck sitting. It's from it sitting out in the salvage yard. It's just not good for it. But so far, knock on wood that we ain't got, oh, don't I hop and a skip away. Knock on wood. It's been pretty easy to fix all this crap. Nothing catastrophic so far. I'm wondering, we should probably just be able to pull that bolt, clean the connection in there, hopefully. So let's see here. Looks like there's some type of special tapered washer on that or something. Oh, we can turn these babies off. I just grounded it with my pick. Take her back to park. And now, just gotta figure out how to get this off here. We're gonna clean up our connection and get her happy again. Ah, it's built back behind that bushing. That's what's going on. That's the problem here. The Great Houdini made that 10 mil disappear. It teleported to the other land of 10 millimeters that no one else ever finds. All I did was pop that tang off there and kind of move it around, and we're gonna reseat it and see if that's all it needs. Boom, baby. Just scratch up the windshield. We got wipers. Got us another breather from the salvage back in the day. I think we need that piece right there. We just so happen to have some of our So Fresh and Clean cleaner from the Sweet Patina sitting right here. So we're gonna give this little piece of scrubbing and a little loving. Again, Sweet Patina hopped on board with us. He's been a huge supporter of the channel from the start, guys. And if you'd like some of his good products, sweetpatina.com. Just use that old promo code on the screen. Man, oh man, that already looks better. That was perfect. That was our one missing piece. All she's missing now is our little snorkel cold air intake, but yeah, she don't need that. She's high performance enough as is. Ta-da! Take that old Pitman, put her right back where she came from. Mock up the new idler. And our old little drag link here. She may need some paint on her. Is that painted? Yeah, she may be all right. Let's be honest, the rest of the truck will go bad before this does. Go! Pretend like you didn't see that one. Y'all didn't really think I'd skip on painting this part, did ya? No, sir, not on this show truck. They'll paint, make her the high performance part that she ain't. Good. We ain't got time for it to actually dry. Just tack up a little, we'll send it. Got a longer side and a stubbier side. Stubby goes towards the Pitman arm. Ha, 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 ha. I took off a little bit of paint. These come with a nice little fancy foam washer. Don't forget to put that in between there. Perfect. Little grease nipple and cotter pin. Cotter pin for the win. Snap. Cha! Smack. Hiya! Karate attack. Chattahoochee. Whew. Never knew how much that dirty water meant to me. Torqued our pitman back on that never needed to come off. We're ready for some tie rod action. Pretty straightforward with the tie rods. One quick observation, looking at them. That one you can see is nice and straight. This one has the slight drop in it, or slight drop. There's boom right there on the drag link side. Nice and straight, goes out towards our spindle. So you need to make sure to pair them up correctly. And I have every intention of taking this to the alignment shop ASAP, hopefully tomorrow or first next week, whatever. So we're just gonna kind of eyeball this. I'm gonna adjust this as close to this one as possible. Then we'll put it on the passenger side. Do the same thing over here. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. We got the eagle eye alignment. Be sure to start the proper side. One's left hand thread, one's right hand thread. Don't put the left hand thread to the right hand side. Ha, ha, ha. Oh, don't go the wrong way neither after you get it started. That left hand thread will get you every time. Yeah, pert near close enough. Apparently we're gonna have to turn this steering wheel to be able to snake that back there. Just drop her down where you can crank on the steering wheel. Yeah, nailed it. Y'all know I like tearing stuff up, right? Tightened up our, greased them up, but then tightened up our clamps. And this one did not go so good. I'm gonna blame it on poor manufacturing because it did not want to start, so I tried to force it, and that did not go well neither. My little hot rod bushings. Sway bar and links. Well, sway bar in general, check. The gentleman who set the radio had sent out some of these, and I liked the ones he sent better than the ones that I had over there. They looked a little nicer, so we went with these ones. I need to get us one bolt in there before we can really drive it. Just swap on one of our rusty bolts for now. Which may be rusty, but OEM bolts are probably better than these ones anyhow, for being honest. Other than that, the front end is complete. She's not too far over the top, but she does look pretty good. Everything underneath this rig. When you get some fuel in this rig, I figured by now we would have ran out. Also, if we get some fuel in it, we can test to see if our fuel gauge is working, which hopefully it is. If we have a fuel gauge working, whoever has this truck's gonna be spoiled. All lights functioning. You're talking about radio, windshield wipers, horn. I mean, I don't know what else you could ask for. She thirsty. Chuggy 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 chuggy, oi oi. About to put some numbers on this thing and make it the NASCAR truck. You can see our fuel gauge moving. See how she fires up. She had been idling high, so I did turn our carb down a little bit, the idle. We'll see if it's too much. Oh, she's idling down a little bit. Let's let her warm up. Woo! She's a little dusty from sitting in the shop. But that thing is looking good. I like it a lot more now that we can see it out in the sun. In fact, all the times I ever really pulled it out good, it was always dark those days. So seeing it in the sun's pretty cool. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I thought we were gonna have probably another half day to a whole day between yesterday and today, and solving problems of lights and blinkers and crap like that. So we got pretty lucky on that stuff. Allotted me a little more time for that than what it ended up taking. Now that being said, it is about 4:30. There's a handful of parts I need to be sure to get from the parts house or have them sent out. We'll see what they got in stock or whatever. And then tomorrow we're gonna hop to the inside, do a little cleaning up in there. At some point we need to get Slick here to help buff on the one side that kind of faded out. He said he's gonna slap some spit shine on it. So I kind of need to make us go over our list of what to do and see tomorrow what can get done. Yeah, I think she needs a little alignment. So here's the thing though, since I got done a little quicker and she is run drive ready, we we can take this thing for her first official lap around here. We're gonna do a quick loop around Pot County. I'm gonna try to not go too crazy. Like I said, we need alignment, but we could put some test miles on her here. Y'all want me to get buck nasty and see if she's got some power to her? Well, she's no powerhouse, folks, but that's not what we expected her to be with this 2.8 V6. What we want her to be is a good driver cruiser for somebody that kind of looks cool, which I think this truck does, but also has a good bed that you can haul stuff in. What a great little shop truck this thing would be. Nice enough where you can be proud of it, but not too nice where you don't use it or don't want to use it. We got Amazon thinks they own the world. Park on top of a hill like I should swing into oncoming traffic. That's just dangerous. Guys, overall, I think this is gonna, like I told y'all from the start, be a good little truck for someone because of them purposes. I will say that it's kind of exceeded my expectations as we dug into it to see what was really the what's and everything about this truck. There was no major surprises. So I'm gonna keep driving her here. I'm gonna turn the camera off where I can crank up some tunes and not get a copyright claim. And God willing, we'll make it back to the house. Did some good cruising around, come over to my buddy's house. I am having one problem, but I think I may just found the solution to the problem. I'll experiment with it on the way home, and then I'll let y'all know what was kind of happening and what the issue is. All right, so she did great on the way home. Couple things here to point out. One, before I forget, for riding, for sitting low like she does and being static, she rides extremely good. Yes, you can feel that it's lowered, but it is not rough. It's not beat your teeth out. It actually rides quite nice for the amount of drop it has. Two, back to the little thing. On the way out to Adam's house, out of curiosity, I had the heat over to hot. We know we don't have a blower motor, but I just put it over to vent. Can y'all hear that? I don't know if y'all can hear that, but that's vacuum. We got a vacuum canister out there that, of course, our motor supplies, but then that runs into in here. So I swapped that to that. Of course, I was jamming out, so I didn't hear it when I was cruising. And then I noticed on some of the like steeper hills I was on, as this thing would shift into second or third because I was just barely giving it gas. It don't have enough motor to carry this truck up them hills anyways. But after I did that, not knowing it was leaking, it kind of stumbled a couple times. And I was like, you lay into it and give it gas, it would stumble, go away. Of course, it's downshifting and it has enough motor to then pull the hill or whatever. So driving back, I'd swap that to off where we weren't vacuum leaking. And I was trying that on them hills. And of course, this thing is still a turd at trying to pull a steep hill, especially when it's in a gear it don't need to be in, but it didn't do the stumbling. So we were actually vacuum leaking enough to affect how this thing was running, I think. We'll tear into some of that tomorrow to see what's going on there. Besides that, the brakes are awesome, don't get me wrong, but I do think there's a little air in them. They just feel a little spongy-ish towards the end. I'm sure we worked some air free in the system, so I think we need to bleed the brakes one more time. But as it sits right now, if you ask me if I could hop in that thing and go to Dallas, Texas right now, I would hit the road and leave, not worried one bit. Guys, I think she's gonna make us a good one, and yeah, you may notice I picked up some parts while we were out. Good morning, Pop. We're gonna mess with the HVAC this morning. We're gonna work on the HVAC of the vehicle. Got a blower motor, but I've actually been experimenting with the HVAC in here this morning. We're down. Yesterday was a better day. Today it's cold again, like a high of 28 or something. So obviously those two units can keep up in here, but I don't want to know what it would cost to run them non-stop. So what I did was, y'all know heat rises. I threw a couple of my box fans up there. You could bake a potato up in the loft. We got so much heat because this is so tall and it's all trapped up there. We need a big ass fan like several of y'all suggested, or a few quiet ceiling fans where we can be mixing this air. So I threw those up there to help circulate some, hopefully. And then we're only running on one unit right now. I actually bumped it up to 60 degrees. And then over here, I just cut this off with a piece of plastic. That way, we're only doing the main shop because we really haven't worked over there much. And what I was kind of thinking is in these like cold, or when it's like super hot, if I could come up with a curtain to be able to whoop across there if need be, we could cut off that stuff. That way we're not just racking in a high bill. So I figured this would be a quick little easy experiment, and sure enough, with one running, it couldn't even get this up to 55. Kicked them fans on and that, and she's already ran up to 60 and about to cut off. So we know there's room for improvement. A great improvement would be getting our awning on the back side of the shop where we could take that compressor out of here where we never have to hear it again. Let's have a look at our blower motor. Look at a high performance turbo machine. You mean you don't sing a song when I spin you? Wow. Gotta swap your little wheel over. I said swap your little wheel over. Oh, nice. And it'll sit down too deep. Yep, that ain't right. That sits down too low on there. Ah, I see, says the blind man. Little washer there, drops down on there. How that's kind of machined. And we'll keep that, make it bottom out. Much more betters. Lock her down, take her to town. Now y'all's probably not too worried about my heating situation, but one thing I can notice too, yeah, we may want to clean that out some. Like over here was cold because our thermostats are over there, and it comes out and it kind of returns air that way. So the outside was definitely staying warmer than this side, but just having them fans on, like right over here, I can feel we're actually mixing the heat around in here. So not only is it running easier, we're actually at more, I don't know, it's better heat than what we had yesterday. In fact, I'm about to have to turn it down. Oh, and by clean this, I meant blast it with some air pressure. Hey, we're doing some good. Get that heater core working more efficiently, maybe. Dang, it's working good. If yours has been sitting there never cleaned out, it may be worth just pulling that old motor off there and blowing her out. Obviously, the less crap that's on your heater core, the better she's gonna flow heat. All right, we're gonna call that GUD good enough. We'll let that compressor generate some more heat, then them fans will blow it down here. Power wire on, pop your ground strap on, get you some screws started. Put the old 16-incher on there and we'll get the bottom one. There we go. Swap our little sucker tube over. Let's try her out. For whatever reason she don't work, I'm gonna blame it on that ground because we're mounting the ground strap to that fresh white or black paint. Oh yeah, forgot we got one of these too. Well, darn it. She's trying. Oh, our old switch here. She just needs cycled 1,000 times. She's working now. Oh, she went away. Pop her little cover on. Off, on, off, on, off, on. Victory! All right, so when we swap this to there, I think it should be on right now. As long as this is on, we should be able to set on low. Yeah, I don't hear nothing. Let's go play with our ground. I swapped our ground strap from the rusty headed bolt to this one here, and she's spinning. Off, Right there, I can hear it turn on. Oh yeah. Woo! She getting after it. Alright, defroster's blowing. As long as you have heat coming out of a defrost, that's really all you need. Air conditioning don't matter. That's why they made these windows that roll down by hand. And the heater, as long as you're defrosting the windshield, that heat's gonna roll back and hit you in the face. It's a mini truck. You know, you're close quarter, so any type of heat's gonna be good enough. So I do believe we'll have at least some heat now, but we had our vacuum leak going on. So I'm gonna pull these bezels out of here, and we're gonna have a little look-see in there, see what kind of vacuum problem we got. Yeah, I was worried that wouldn't really have slack to pull out of there. Just work your connectors off. I started with the big one for the switch, then popping that light out right there released us a lot. And now we're kind of down to whatever cable down here in our vacuum stuff. Oh, I see. So as we slide that over in there, that actually spins that little selector there. That way it then gives vacuum wherever it's supposed to be giving vacuum to. I think our black one is our supply of vacuum. We may fire her up and get her running real quick just where I can kind of see what's going on. Hold vacuum. Hold vacuum. Hold vacuum. Where are you leaking? It may be in this actual little switch, because I'm sure there's some piece of diaphragm in there. Or it could just be the connections on these. I don't know. Piss poor design, GM. Using vacuum for this. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. There's that. There's our little selector valve. I believe that one to be our supply. So we may be able to do a little testing on it somehow. Get creative here. And this, just kind of want to inspect on. Look for any obvious cracks, leaks, splits. Oh my. Well, that looks good. Got that positioned where right there our valve should be off. We're gonna pop that on and go for one more quick test here. Obviously, guys, you don't want to run your truck too much with a sealed up shop, but a quick little, 15-second run here ain't gonna kill us, literally. Good news. Still got vacuum. Valve is sealing. In between those are sealing. So either our position's off, because when you're in between different hoses, it'll leak some. So either our positioning's off on this, or our leak was just this being a bad connection to this, which it was backed off a lot more than that. I tightened it up on there a good bit. Just playing. I realized I had the valve, I was holding it upside down, so when I swapped it this way and swapped it back the way it should be, and I took it through its motion, I could hear a little leaking in there. So I just kind of shoved on the valve like this, just squeeze that tighter, and I heard it stop. So our leaks are definitely coming between this. I tried to look these up online. I didn't find one, at least at the parts house. It's just held together with that in there. So let's pop it apart. It's already leaking. What's the worst that's gonna happen here? We're gonna break it and it's gonna be non-usable. Hopefully not. Maybe we can just clean in there or something and get her sealing better. I don't know. Oh! Okay, there's a little spring. There's our clip, and somehow we did not break it, thank goodness. Pick that apart. Oh man, it's like a little maze you do on a kid's menu or whatever. Help cluck the chicken get to the egg. Just want to wipe that off good. Oh, dropped it. Now we really want to wipe it off because it's dirty. And that was supposed to go in there a certain way. Now we've got it. Who knows? Oh no, they just made it where I only go in there one way. Good job, GM. I told y'all I pushed on there and that seemed to help. So our little spring washer here, I'm gonna bend these little tangs on it and maybe that'll give us the extra pressure we need to get that baby sealed up again. Should have a high performance climate control vacuum switch thingy. Woo-hoo! Feels tighter. It don't turn so loose. That's probably a good sign. I think we are good to go. We obviously had a problem yesterday because that thing was on defrost all the way to my buddy's house and back, and you'd cut it off, whatever. Just then you may have heard it a little bit, but what I realized on these systems is I left that running. I listened real close. Once you swap it to one, it starts pulling vacuum through there, and once I think what it's pulling vacuum on kind of seals up, then this seals up. So once you make a change, it may sound like it's vacuum leaking for, I don't know, even 10 seconds, and then it would stop. So I think we're pretty good. The only one, no, defrost was messed up yesterday, but I just took it over there and it did it, like I said, maybe 5-10 seconds, and then it sealed up. If you end up having problems out of this, I don't know if those are pretty common. I don't know if you can still find them online. I didn't see one at the O'Reilly's, but anyhow, I think we'll have to test it some more, but I think we're gonna be good. Just test our light real quick since we're here. I'm gonna slap all this back together, guys. Pop her ugly mirror off there. She's seen better days. Right here, we got the good old-fashioned eBay specials. They don't look too shabby for what they are. You already know with eBay, though, the real question is, will it fit? Dang, those lined right up. Sure as heck look better, being nice and clean. Yesterday as I was driving, I was sure wishing they were there, because I kept wanting to check behind me to make sure there weren't no cherries and berries. The lawman trying to get the wanted Oklahoma wild man here, and I couldn't check behind me because I didn't have no mirrors. The rear view may be missing too. We're not gonna address that. Not really missing. All you need to do is get it out of the bed of the truck when you go to drive, and then you can kind of hold it up like that and look, I guess. Driver's side, all we had was a little nubby nub. Woo! She looks slick. That's what came off that one there. Up next, we're gonna look at our headliner. I got the new one for it. Man, this interior's in good shape, but that pillar right there, it is not. So let me just scratch it for whoever wins the truck. We may need to head out to St. Louis Salvage. There's a blue long bed GMC, believe it or not, out there. It had been hit in the front, but we may get lucky. It may have some decent pillar pieces. Or it may not. It's a junkyard. You never know what you're gonna get. Be real cool if it even had some better sun visors, because these ones look like they half mold. May have been styled in the 80s with a fade and somehow survived a forest fire at the same time. So what I'm saying is these things have seen better days. Look at that side, nice and soft. Whatever that is. So brittle, crunchy, dusty, everything. No! Not the nasty headliner and this beautiful, luscious hair. It attacked me. Get out of here. Everything I'm doing for you, and that's how you repay me. Right? Yeah. Let me a good junkyard stroll. Oh, she's a little rough over this way, ain't she? Mine. Hey, right there's what we're looking for. Long bed Fred. Same color blue GMC. We'll see if we got any good parts here or if we drove out here for nothing. Well, she's well protected. Tell you what, the weather stripping alone looks better than the one that we had, except it's a little tore up right there. Those aren't very good. Our pillars are in better shape, so we're gonna luck out right there. Come on. Come on out there, don't break. Just come to sweet papa. I'm gonna take these base plates and we are gonna go ahead and pull this weather stripping as well. I think it's in better shape than ours. So I'm actually gonna take us a few extra goodies here too. Before I left, I noticed that the headliner that they sent out, a replacement one, our headliner stops about there. The one they sent out is a replacement like this one. It takes up the whole thing. And as you can see, those have trim pieces that go down and cover up all this stuff and everything. It actually looks pretty nice. And since it's the same blue, I'm just gonna pull all these little back covers and we may be able to swap them into ours just with drilling a couple holes, hopefully. What in the Born Free? Born Wild. I almost guessed it. I'm gonna see if I can get Sammy's helpers over here to help pull that seat belt though, because I don't have anything to take it out. Yes sir, yes sir. They had some tools we could borrow here. Get our flat head. This is gonna be the roughest part here, getting this little cover off. This one must be a little newer. Oh, it unhooks from the bottom, not the top. This one's got the newer style dash, a little bit more of a complete headliner, interior I mean. So we're just assuming, like I said, she's newer. Oh! Ugh. There she goes. Trying to keep track of all of our hardware here. I don't want to be losing it. And these actually hold your speakers. So we're just gonna snip that. There's our other panel. Now last thing here, this little carpet kit. I can see there's clips up in there. Should have got something to pull them clips. Yeah, that kind of worked. Now that's gonna be nice. Right there, some good amount of insulation and sound deadening. Oh man, I wish I would have got something from them to pull this too in case we break ours. Having an extra wouldn't hurt nothing. That's a pretty good haul. Pretty happy with those finds. That's gonna, hopefully we can get her in there. That's gonna help the back quite a bit. Now Sammy had said that he just got in an extended cab. He knows it's like an early 90s, which is still a square style. So we're gonna go check it out. Still hoping to find a better set of sun visors. Oh, going off-roading through some ice. Oh, there went the oil pan. Now I know over here we got some S10 Blazers, also a blue one. We're gonna have to test her flex here. Oh, Torola, she's a good girl. Holy smash. This thing's seen better days. Safe to say we ain't gonna use them sun visors. These ones are garbage as well. Hey, this may have us a new little selector valve back in there. Apparently I should have brought more tools. I'll never come to the junkyard without tools again. Gonna go borrow some more stuff. I did get the dome light out of the blue one. All right, let me get her undid. We may have problems with ours. I think we got her fixed, but now I got you a whole spare that comes with the truck. That right there is the Puddin's Fab Shop guarantee. Woo! Shoo-wee! That old S15, she was a looker before she got hit. Man, that thing looked like a good truck. She had a nice black paint job on her. Good set of taillights in her still. Nice set of tires on it. That's what we need right there for some rollers. Mismatched tires, so even better. I may inquire about them just where we got some good roller wheels. Inside, seats are butchered, visors are butchered. Dang it. Oh, she was fancy and had the digital gauges. We were hoping for visors, we didn't find none. We may still have time. I'll hop on the internet and maybe someone makes them. Because short of visors, I think we're gonna have a pretty good interior in this rig now. See what I mean here? We done made her back. There's our new headliner, there's the old. The new one has the extendo kit. So I'm not gonna make y'all watch me do this all again. I'm gonna pull our pieces out of here just like the other truck. And the only thing different on this one, we got some speaker pods to pull out. Whole set of Pioneers as well. We'll ditch them. Look at this, I don't know what that is. We got our lug wrench. Look at this old jack. Looks dangerous. Our headliner. There's this material that used to be stuck up there, but it ain't stuck so good anymore. We probably want to get that crap off there if possible. We don't want it hanging, pushing down our new fancy headliner. This is going well. What a terrible product. That was nice and messy. Next step, we're gonna take a little alcohol and do a little scrubbing. I don't even know if my plane here is gonna work, but hopefully all that stuff does actually fit in this truck. Clean, clean, clean. Clean her up the best you can. Using that wire wheel, a lot of that crap shot over into these nooks and crannies on this rig. Oh, part of our windshield seal? Nah. Of course it's not. Y'all didn't see that. Come on. I'm gonna have to get my super glue. I got some leftover kill mat from I don't even know what. 1, 2, 3. About 4 pieces of that would be pretty good. This stuff's cold. We're gonna have to heat her up. If I would have known we were gonna be doing this, I should have sat it out here by them vents earlier. About to go get my cutting torch and expedite this process. Woo! Made that one do a flip. Propane torch helps speed it up too. Not the prettiest job. We got one last piece here. And they all may be a little crooked and maybe not fit the greatest, but by golly, they're in there. That should help with sound, and also the heat that transfers through the roof that surely baked that old headliner. That should also help with that. I reckon we may be ready to try to sort of fit that headliner. I don't know where my slicer went. Where'd I just put that dang razor blade? Hey, where'd our vent go? There's a vent behind the back seat. Oh man. Should've got one of them from the salvage too, apparently. Cut our headliner hole, or cut a hole, I mean, in our headliner. Hold on. Where the light goes and where our visors go. It's a pretty headliner. Got it dirty already, that's nice. All right, guys, as much as I'd love to record this from a proper angle in there, I don't know what I'm getting into. Oh! Ha! 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 Woo! A meal prepared. Trying to use my head here. Got one screw started. That'll help. Getting them started was a pain in the hind end. I'm gonna try to work the rest of this into place. We'll see what happens here. Oh, damn it. Just broke that. Hopefully it'll pop back on. That side went just fine. Strip down your side here. I give her a quick wipe if you want. Actually, before we carry on, we need to get our seal on, so I'm gonna wipe all this down real quick. And once you wipe her down pretty good, you pop our new seal on here. Our old seals, they're super sticky. I don't know if y'all can see that sticky, icky. These ones are way better. They're a little dirty. We'll worry about that in a little bit, maybe. And this side is doing what that side was doing, which is everything fits beautiful. When you get down here, if you really hit this on, it's going to pull it off that corner, and if you hit that corner off, or on it, pulls it off this corner. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a little snip, 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 because I don't take no shit. And then we can beat that one on all the way over there. And we can beat this one on all the way over here. Then I'm gonna take a piece of our old stuff and just cut us a piece for in there. I doubt it hardly matters, but ain't gonna hurt nothing. All right, there's our custom seal. Pop our seal plate back on. Actually clean them up. We'll have to scrub that later, like I said. This is whipping me more than I thought it would. Getting that headliner in took a while. All this little finicky stuff really is adding up. Thought I had that side done, but then I realized I never put in the lower panel with the speaker. I'm getting a little redneck here. Our padding keeps falling off. The glue ain't holding. It's all right. This high quality duct tape will. It will until it won't. To do this, I'm gonna just kind of hold her up into place here and eagle eye it. Once we find the sweet spot, we'll drill a hole. No glasses on, eagle eye is good, because I just went to shove that up where I thought it needed to go, and when I put the drill there, there's already a hole. They're pre-drilled, baby. Direct swap. Kinda. Fancy. Slide that new piece in. There's the hole. There's the hole and the screw. Take a little off the top. Just catch the sides a little fade. I can tell you from doing the other side, you want to trim that piece. I can also tell you to pull all that crap back off and tuck that down in there, and then pop your seal back on here. Well, I'm gonna be an S10 interior expert by the end of this. Once you get her all back together, that little piece that hangs down tucks right there, and that right there is why you got to trim that down. And it's about, I don't know, probably 5/8 of an inch too long. No overlappy. So next thing we got to do is kind of hold this in place, and then hold that one in place and mark them. By mark them, I mean drill them. The speakers are not hooked up. The speakers are garbage. All right, lock that baby in. Now down here, there's not really a good place underneath there to drill into. It's a little different, but also that piece ain't going nowhere. So I'm not gonna worry about putting one down there. Just gonna leave it. I did not plan on doing this much in the interior, but we kind of hit a little jackpot out there, if you ask me. With that little cover installed, the interior's all kind of buttoned up. It sucks we couldn't find better visors. But what I planned on doing today was really just getting the headliner in and then spending the time to kind of detail the inside. So we spent way more time on that interior than I planned, but what I need to do is rinse the truck off. It's really dirty. Slick may come tomorrow and kind of buff on an area or two, help shine her up. So we better go wash her off now while we have a little bit of sunlight and a little bit of heat. And by a little bit of heat, I mean it's like a degree above freezing right now, maybe. If we get wet and cold, we'll be all right though, because I've got that heat set to vent. We've got some nice heat coming in here, keeping me toasty warm. We'll fill her up with some good oil unleaded real quick though, top her off. Ooh, got some dust in the eye. On the highway, running 65. Our seals are doing pretty good. No crazy noises or nothing like that. This is probably the best little truck I have, and it's gonna be one of yours. This thing's quite enjoyable to drive. Oh, we better be careful That right there's the Assbuster 9000. Woo! Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. Woo, bird titty, it's cold. Try to get me a little traction. I can't believe some of y'all wanted me to pull off the old man bug deflector. Have ye not have any taste? The old man deflector makes the truck. Woo-hoo-hoo. Better be careful. Well, I made it back from the car wash yesterday, but just barely. And I lied to y'all. Come to find out it was like 20 degrees yesterday. By the time we left the car wash, we were a quarter mile down the road and all the water was froze to this thing. As I come pulling back up, it died. I wish that compressor would die. It died before I made it here. I was actually out on one of the main roads. And long story short, I figured out that if I floored it, it would start back up, AKA it's flooded. I got here and tuned with it a little bit, or messed with it, beat on the bowl. And sometimes I could get the seat to seat where it wasn't flooding. But then you rev it once or twice and it would. I was thinking, well, I didn't have time yesterday. Maybe we'll blow her apart. The only issue is it was starting to flood. Out of the throttle shaft side of things, fuel was coming out of there. And it was, it's obviously been leaking out of the top of the carburetor too, where the accelerator pump is. Right there, you can tell she's dirty already. We rebuilt that demon carburetor. And I think probably our float level adjustment is just a hair off, where it's probably right in a fine line. But since that's leaking there, the main thing that I'm not a fan about is seeing how easy the fuel is just running out where the throttle shafts are. That means those are worn out. That also means we could be vacuum leaking there. Now, I know y'all could tell this thing's been idling high. That's not from that vacuum leak, that's because I'm an idiot. The one screw, I thought I was adjusting the wrong screw for the idle. So yesterday I turned it down a couple turns, got her idling low, but then the carburetor decided to be a no-go. So that's bad news, but there's good news on the horizon. I did some research online, found a company I'm gonna try. I bought a carburetor from them. They rebuild them. They bench test, flow test. They're supposed to just come ready to go, not worn out. And we're gonna bolt it on. Then I'll ship my core back to them, and it's like $188. So instead of going down the path of dicking with that again, I tried my best that day, but here we are. So much other than that, guys, I kind of just want to scrub on this thing. She is not the cleanest inside here. I'm gonna get some of my cleaners, and just like that seat right there, that sure looks better. And of course, this is just a sweet potato hand cleaning wipe, or piece of plastic there. Just get the dirt off all this stuff. So I'm gonna clean her up real quick for you. She is not perfect, guys, but everything about her is just, I don't know, good enough for what this truck is. Nice little driver. Scrubbed on this stuff on her doors, scrubbed on the dash, just knocking all the dust off of her. Has her looking a lot better. I guess I didn't really show you all this installed yesterday, did I? Also, looks pretty good. That full headliner in it sure looks fancy. Our steering wheel cover wrap goes with our old man bug guard, but unfortunately it's coming apart, so we probably just want to take that off. This could be a good or a bad thing. We'll see what we're working with underneath the steering wheel cover. Let's see what she's working with. Oh, luckily that steering wheel cover did its job and protected this thing most of its life, it looks like. She's in pretty good shape. Scrub on it. Woohoo! Steering wheel is minty fresh. Soaked our Mac here. Ooh, look at that good yummy juice. I'll soak that up with one of our dirty rags here. Right here I got a scrub brush. Whoa, careful now. Hey, that appears to be working great. Careful, don't push that one. You don't want to flood it. Oh wait, the carburetor does it itself. Scrub that side out, guys. This is as good as she's gonna get. And I'm no detailer, so even getting this much done was hell for me. Overall, she's pretty clean like the truck. Kind of like her paint right there. She's just not perfect by any means. I think we're gonna call this a wrap on this one. I still gotta do the carburetor on it. Me and Slick's gonna try to get together today, or I told him now because of carburetor problem. It can be the day I mess with carburetor too. Either way, he's gonna try to buff out a little more of the paint on this side that's a little more ornery. And when I have them, like I said, we'll bleed the brakes. Other than that, she needs to put a Fab Shop sticker on the back. And I think we're ready to give this thing away. So, this will be the last time we see this on the main channel, other than let's figure out when we want to go live to try to figure out how to pull a winner. This video is going to go out on the 29th. So, let's see, we want to give it a full week. That'll be February 5th, but then I'll have a video dropping. Let's do it before the new video drops. Let's do February 5th at 5 o'clock Oklahoma time, whatever that means. February 5th at 5. We'll hop on a live around 5, right at 5. Maybe we'll do some questions and stuff. I've never done one of them. We'll do that, and during that we'll pick the winner. You do not have to be present to win it then. I'm just gonna show who the name is, and then y'all's gonna have to get a hold of me. Now we're gonna get a little more detailed stuff here, guys. I will make sure it is the person who who the comment selector randomly selects, because y'all know YouTubers got some crazy names. It may be like RHW180 HP 4762. Well, whenever I hit 100K, I gave away 10 tumbler cups, and I used one of them websites, and I had it choose 10 random people. Well, I got 20 emails saying, hey, I was that name you chose, but no one could. Well, the 10 who could prove it got the cup sent out. So if you're gonna try to fake it like that, y'all got Photoshop and all this. If you're gonna claim to be whoever the name is that pulls up, we'll figure out how to FaceTime, whatever. You'll have to show me that you can actually log into that YouTube account and that you are the owner of that account. And other than that, if you're trying to, people's gonna try to fake it, and I know that. That's why I even hate doing anything like this. One bad apple ruins it for the bunch, or whatever they say. And some more rules. Like I said, if you got a place that can go in the lower 48 states, we'll figure that out when we get there, depending on who wins it. Someone from out of country may get it, and guys, if you don't have a way, I cannot pay to ship this thing to Australia or whatever. If you can somehow afford that and you want it, like I said, well, you just need somewhere where I can take it to. But if you are out of country and you happen to win it and you know you don't have the means to get it, let me know and we'll figure out how to. Y'all tell me, do you want me to give it another random subscriber? I'm sure we can find a good local kid who needs a truck, who really needs a truck, if you know what I mean. And I've had some people say, hey, I don't even want to win that thing, give it to someone in need, they're local or something. So we'll kind of play the situation by ear and see how it goes. If you are a young kid who wins this, I'm okay with that, except you have to have a parent or a legal guardian who the vehicle's actually going to be signed over to. So you got to be 18 or older to get the title signed to you. If you're a 16-year-old kid and you win this, I'm cool with that. If you've got dad who's on board or mom who's on board, I'm cool with that too. I just got to actually give the truck to them. And last thing is, I'm going to figure out some type of contract with the deal too. It'll be like buying a used car that just says as is, where is. No YouTube guarantee around here. Only guarantee I have for you is there's no guarantees when you start working on old carbs. You can see what's fresh in my mind. Old cars, because you think you did good and then next thing you know, carburetor's messing up. You know what I mean? And that's pretty much it. No purchases necessary. You got to be subscribed. You got to like this video. You got to comment on it. Once again, last time I'm going to mention them. Our sponsors, Mortsky, Sleeper Dude. Who else did we have? Sweet Patina, Bowling Brothers, Sammy, and at the St. Louis Salvage, and Jay Hunto's Garage. Thank you guys for being a part of this. Guys, I truly hope that this truck goes to someone who appreciates it, or, you know, I hope it finds the right person, and if not, if someone's gonna, you know, sell it, whatever, that's cool too. I'm hoping it finds one of these people who really need the truck. So with that being said, I thank you guys for being here. I know it took us a while to get here, but hey, at least now I've got a title I can hand to you. And anyhow, we'll be going live February 5th at 5 o'clock to choose the winner. And then I'm gonna, hopefully that person can get a hold of me. You'll email me and I'll verify that it's you, and we'll figure out how to get you this truck. So that's it. I think I may have said that. I don't really know. It's Saturday and I'm supposed to be somewhere like right now. My wife just called me and was like, hey, when's that little booty gonna get in here? And I was gonna be like, it ain't that small. Talking about my booty like that in front of my friends. Puddin'sFabShop.com for that good quality merchandise. I don't know I have the shirts before this video goes out, but I'm hoping I have the shirts. Great way to support us, guys. Us growing and being able to have a shop where we can work even when it's 1 degree out is a large part of you guys supporting through the merchandise. So I cannot thank you guys enough there. What else? I'm on the Instagrammer. I'm on the Patreon. We kind of have a Facebook page. I don't really do much with it, or my Instagram a whole lot, but I do post occasionally. And other than that, thank you guys once again for being here, telling everyone about it. Hey, share the good word. And last thing I'm gonna throw on there is check to see if you're subscribed. If you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. Do not forget, sitting on your ass won't finish your project.